He always secretly threw away the fresh eggs I gave him, until one day I caught him in the act. Are these my eggs? Yes, I accidentally dropped them. Why did you throw them away? Julie, just look at your backyard. There is chicken droppings everywhere. The fresh eggs that others were willing to pay a high price for were nothing but bacteria in Bryce's eyes. I angrily took back the remaining eggs. The gift I had treasured and brought with all my heart was nothing but a pile of dirty garbage in his eyes. From that day on, I gave up on Bryce completely. Yet I had liked him for a full 5 years before that. When Bryce's family first moved in, I ran over to help. Our hands brushed against each other without thinking. In that moment, I understood what it felt like for your heart to skip a beat. But over the next 5 years, he avoided me like the plague, because his arrogant father always looked down on our family as unkempt country people. Bryce was deeply influenced by him, but my father comforted me and said you have to look at a person as a whole. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. One evening, I climbed the old sycamore tree outside our gate to retrieve a kite. The sunset from up in that tree was breathtakingly beautiful, but Bryce mocked and sneered at me. When a construction crew came to cut down the tree, I held onto the trunk with everything I had and desperately begged Bryce to come and help, but he just stood to the side like a statue. In that moment, I felt a painful realization. He did not understand the beauty of that tree, and he did not have even a trace of the courage to stand up and protect it. After losing the sycamore tree, I turned my energy toward the science fair and started raising a flock of egg-laying hens. That was how the humiliating scene at the beginning came about. After learning the truth about the eggs being thrown away, I suggested to my parents that we tidy up the yard. At the dinner table, years of silent grievances from my mother suddenly burst out. That was when I found out that the reason our family had so little money was because my father insisted on sending my uncle, who had an intellectual disability, to the best rehabilitation center available. In that moment, I suddenly understood. A messy yard does not say anything about who we are. The willingness to take care of each other is what we stand on. The next day, Bryce's grandfather came over on his own to help me fix up the yard. After hearing about the egg incident, he gave Bryce a stern talking to. Under pressure from his grandfather, Bryce came over stiffly to apologize, but that apology was only to ease his own conscience. Setting aside those nice-looking eyes of his, I finally saw him clearly. Even putting all of him together, there was nothing that shone. Later, Bryce's father found out about my uncle and coldly mocked our family's situation. To smooth things over, Bryce's mother invited us to dinner. At the table, his father so arrogantly mocked my brother's dream of becoming a musician, but I caught a glimpse of discomfort flashing across Bryce's face. It seemed as though he was finally noticing the meanness at his father's core. Before leaving, I calmly thanked them. That polite and distant courtesy was the last bit of dignity I could. At the lunch auction that followed, I did not hesitate and spent my money on someone else. Watching me have lunch with someone else, Bryce finally could not hold back. He rushed over in front of the whole school and tried to hug me. I pulled away in a panic and fled home in embarrassment. For the next few days, I avoided him completely, until